Jesus is alive to me in so many different ways. And when I think about this question, the one thing that stands out most to me is that he has provided and he has showed up in so many ways that have been miraculous throughout my life, even before I knew God.
Years ago, Val and I started a ministry called Taking It to the Streets. And that ministry was basically taking our teachings, our love of Christ, and our experiences out on street corners. We partner with local agencies, we bring food and stuff like that. And this one particular time, we were in the Meadows, and we brought food, and we had past offenders and people who were drug addicts. They would tell their testimonies. One girl that was sharing her testimony, she began to talk, and the Spirit of the God fell so heavily. And it was shocking to me because we weren't in a church. We were on a parking lot. We weren't amongst believers. We were with just normal, what we consider normal people. And we kind of went back later and evaluated that and thought, man, I've never felt a presence. I've never felt the weight of God like that just in our community. You often wonder, does God really see, hear, protect those who are hurting, those who are in positions that are beyond sometimes their circumstance? And yes, he does. Yes, he does. So that in particular event, that moment in time really did something to me and helps me as I go daily. He'll bring that back and say, don't you remember? Don't you remember? Let's go back. And I call it saved by memory. You know, he constantly reiterates his love and spirit through that moment.
For me, it was the things that I didn't want to go through that made me the person who I am today. It's the things that make you cry, the things that make you think. For me, he allowed different things to come into my life that made me more mature, that made me a stronger person, a stronger mother, a stronger Christian. So remember that, and I'm a living witness to that. He's got your back. He does. But when I bring it to now and where I am now in my life, I think about the pandemic. For me and Kenny, we're artists, and everything stopped. All the gigs, all the programs, everything. We had no income whatsoever and didn't know where anything was going to come from. And so, but just all of a sudden, here comes God again, and he provided over and over and over again, and we never wanted for anything. He's alive because he shows up in miraculous ways.
And so everything we do is an act of faith, a act of trust. And we were joking earlier this week about, we're talking about God and, but I don't have a text message from him. He didn't call me on voicemail last night. The voice that I hear in my head sounds like me. So is that really God? But the Spirit of God is what lives in us. And he gives us so many signs, so many examples of his love. And he wants us to trust miracles. He wants us to trust, and he wants us to have faith. So to me, the whole thing is a faith walk. Everything we do, we're trusting God that he's going to lead us, guide us, protect us, and give us instructions on our walk.